This time in our BeTales, we thought about like I will come up with you. Okay. Today in our BeTales, we thought about how about today in BeTales we thought. Hi everyone, I'm Haritha Sivakumar. I'm the founder of BeTales Magazine and also the writer of Rubinite the Cursed One. And today in our BeTales, we thought it will be interesting if the writers actually come and dissect the scenes that they have written in the short stories and the episodic. So that's what we will be doing today, in which I will be picking out one particular scene from the episode that I'm writing, that is the Rubinite, and I will be explaining how I came about that scene, what all the thought process that went through in creating that scene, and what I expected and how the final product was. So I will be sharing all those things with you. So I'm going to read a scene from the November issue of BeTales Magazine. This is the episodic that I am writing. So we'll be reading a scene from this episode. Rita's body froze and her eyes peeked through the stone curtain that revealed Indravardhan and Chandraketu in a passionate embrace as their Angavastram lay down crushed, while they kissed each other, tugging their hair. "Keep low, my love," Indravardhan said while kissing Chandraketu's neck. "You know we are winning, so be patient like a good boy. My patience is hanging by a thread. I'm done with meeting you like this, seeing you vanish with her every night, sacrificing yourself, pushing through her so that you can destroy Dakshinapura. This is not your life. You belong with me. You belong with ourselves. She doesn't belong in your life. Let's end everything." So yeah, this is the scene that for the first time it's a bit fascinating how I came about, because when I was creating the character of Indravardhan, I knew that he's going to be a bit more like an alcoholic or womanizer, but I never thought that I would bring in a cure aspect into the story. As a writer, I have always thought of trying different tropes, trying different characters, playing with different emotions. So this was a new thing. This was a sudden decision that came about while creating the episodic 4. 2-3 episodes before this episode, it was a sudden decisions that made up like, okay, I will try this angle. And honestly, when I was writing this particular episode, I did not have in mind about this particular scene, like how they will be in a very passionate embrace and Mitra will be witnessing it. I did not have that in mind. Of course, I always planned a confrontation or confrontation between these three characters, but not like this exactly. That's this particular scene is, when I was writing, as not having a clue, it was just them. They took on the reign always, though I kept in mind that when I'm writing it, since it's a pure story, it is not something, a concept we don't see much in Indian literature, so I was very conscious that whatever I'm presenting, it should feel very organic, it should feel very normal happening between two characters. It should not feel out of the box. It should not make people feel weird about reading it. Apart that, is wonderful to see how layered their dialogues are, the scenes are. It's bit if you are reading for the first time, when I read it for the first time, it just appeared like normal dialogues, but when we look into it more, we can see the layered actions between them, the passion, and at the same time the ferocity with which they are addressing the problems, at the same time being in a love embrace. So it's a bit tricky. It was nice to explore that aspect. I have always been much more interested in close room romances, so this was really nice to explore, to give a different angle to the story. Finally, I want to say is that it's wonderful always to see how the characters speak to you. The more you get involved with them through their life, they actually start speaking to you in a manner that it is actually them writing the story. You're just being a passive person in it, and you're not being having any active involvement in it. You're just being a mouthpiece to them, and it's just the characters who are talking, because random thoughts, random dialogues comes up, and it's wonderful to actually come back to it and see that, oh, I never thought about this character to speak or act like that. It's wonderful to see a different aspect. You are the person who created it, but at the same time they are very individualistic and they have their own mind, and it's very different from you. So it just kind of makes you wonder, okay, are you the real person who created it? That's what went through in creating this particular scene.